Hi, this is Cameron back with the 7th video of my albums that start with the letter W. I'll get started right away. So the first album is some easy listening music by Hugo Winterhalter, Goes Gypsy. This is from 1959. Still in the wrap, plastic wrap. And another Hugo Winterhalter easy listening album from 1961 called Hugo Winterhalter Goes Hawaiian. Also in its original plastic wrap. Usually I buy Hawaiian albums that are real authentic, but I have one or two that are North American or European bands doing Hawaiian music. So that's one of those. Okay, next up a Canadian rock band from the early 80s, in fact from 1980. Wireless, No Static. Great UK band I saw live a number of years ago. Wishbone Ash, Pilgrimage. This came out in 1971. It's their second album. With the 2 or 3 guitar lead. I think 2 guitar lead. And the following album, Argus, from 1972, by Wishbone Ash. Don't think this is an original issue. I believe this is a reissue. Maybe from the 80s. Next up, a pop rock band, Wishful Thinking, Hiroshima. This came out in 1971. A little weaker sound than I prefer for albums of that vintage. Next up, a Caribbean band. It says The Wizard, Jour Ouvert, Open Day, but in fact it's Black Wizard. Now this is a typical album that you'll find in our different Goodwills. We have a large Ukrainian immigrant population here that have been here for about 100 years, and of course with the Soviet Union they couldn't get actual albums from the Soviet Union during all that time, so a lot of local Ukrainian folk bands started. So here's an example of one. I only have a couple in my collection, but Volodymyr, this was a sealed album, so I picked it up. Haven't opened it yet, so I can't tell you what it sounds like. They do a lot of polkas, wedding music. That's the kind of thing you hear on the Ukrainian albums. Next up, Bobby Womack, some soul. Bobby Womack and the Valentinos. This is an early 80s reissue. On Chess Master Series. Another one from the reissued in the early 80s, Bobby Womack and the Valentinos. Another Bobby Womack, this time live, the Womack Live. or Bobby Womack. I said Bobby Valentino, but I meant Bobby Womack. And finally, Bobby Womack, check it out. This time on Stateside Records from the early 80s. Early mid-80s. Now this one I was hoping was a Bobby Womack album, but in fact it's called Womack and Womack, and it's somebody by the name of Cecil Womack, Conscience. This is sort of an R&B album. It was a bit disappointing when I was hoping it was a Bobby Womack album. But I'll give it another listen. Now a good psych rock album from, I believe, from San Francisco. The band Womb in 1969. Sort of an envelope sleeve in that case. And then the following album, also I believe from late '69, Womb Overdub. Those are both on Dot Records. '64 Folk on RCA Victor, The Women Folk. And then from around the same period, a compilation of The Women Folk and The Villagers. A live hootenanny at the Ice House in Pasadena, We Give a Hoot. Now a bunch of Stevie Wonder albums. Okay, so the first one is Fulfillingness' First Finale, and this one came out, let me just see. This one first came out in 1974. And then Songs in the Key of Life from 1976, double album. Stevie Wonder. Then a Christmas album, Sometime at Christmas, Stevie Wonder. Have a double of that. Then Hotter Than July, which came out in 1980. Then In Square Circle, which came out in 1985, of Stevie Wonder. Then some authentic marimba music on the wonderful Latin American sound of Guatemala. I had a chance to visit Guatemala maybe 10 years ago, and I had a chance, therefore, to hear and see authentic marimba music in Guatemala City, Antigua, as well. That's the music that people listen to on an everyday basis. And then finally some country ragtime music, Del Wood, honky tonk piano. And that's it for the 7th video of albums in my collection from the letter W that start with the letter W. Hope you enjoyed it. Leave your comments down below, and I hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.